Hello learners, myself Anurag Singh and I am an instructor for the course Data Visualization and Storytelling with Tableau. This is one of the wonderful course which you guys going to study in this particular session. This course is basically used as a hands-on session for data visualization, right? And what is data basically? A data is a raw fact. It could be anything, and a combination of data which give a meaningful thing out of it is known as information. So we are going to study the visualization and its tools with the help of Tableau. So Tableau is one of the wonderful software which you guys are going to study in this course, and we are going to do some hands-on session of visualization the data in the form of pie chart, graphs, visual representation, which will be helpful for you guys to represent the large amount of data in the form of visualization to the management, the companies, and various different people. So let's go ahead with the courses. So what is data visualization? As I told you in my previous slide that the visualization allow us to visual access to huge amount of data is easy digestible visual. As we are surrounded by large amount of data, our data is a raw fact. It could be anything, right? And now we have to take a meaningful thing out of it. So a data with a combination of data which give a meaningful thing out of it is known as information, and those information we are going to show in the form of visualization concept in the form of graphs, charts, pie chart, line chart, scatter chart, and a various different chart which will be helpful for a management person, a non-technical person to take a decision out of it and take the company to the next level. And all the information and decision can be taken with the help of this visualization concept. Okay guys, so now moving ahead to the next slide. Thus, in this slide, we are going to discuss separately what is data and how we are going to it, and what are the type of visualization which we are going to study in upcoming slides. So what is data? Just now I have told the data is a raw fact, right? And we can use this data for taking a decision making. You know, the data is a raw fact. We are having a data in an Excel, taking an example, data which is having thousands and crores or lakhs of data is available in our surroundings, right? And now we have to take the help from the visualization concept to deduce an information out of it, which will be helpful for a normal person or a non-technical person or a management and a MIS person to take a decision out of it, right? Second is finding solution to a problem. As you know that we are surrounded by a lots of problems, right? Now data sciences, artificial intelligence, and machine learning are being came into a picture, which will be helpful for a person to take an information out of it, right? As we are having various different machine learning algorithms, and artificial intelligence is being used for taking out an insight for future predictions, right? And the base for those future prediction is data itself, right? Now we are now taking an example of how we are going to find a solution to a problem. As taking an example, we are basically having a various different problems in our day-to-day lives, and one of the problem is a person who is seeking a house for rent. Right now he or she has to find a house for a nearby area, and they are going having a proper budget. Right now they will see a trendings in an app that in 2010 the house rent was $5,000. Right now it is being increased to $10,000 in 2022. So how that from 2010 to 2022 the rates have been increased, and as per the various different categories like 2 BHK house, 3 BHK house, or a 4 BHK house, what is the rate in 2010, what are the commodities, what are the amenities are available in the surroundings, and various different things in the help which will be helpful for them to take a house, rent a house, or to purchase a house, right? So for understanding the data clearly, we basically wants to understand the attributes in a data. Attributes are nothing but a fields available in the data. Taking an example, suppose we are going to take an information or data about house rents. So what are the basic attributes available in the data? The first one is the category of the data, First is the type of buildings like 2 BHK flat, 3 BHK flat, or a 4 BHK flat. Then second attribute will be the area. The 2 BHK area is built in how many square feet or square meter, right? Third is the amount being basically charged for per square feet area. Then fifth attribute will be the number of BHK or washrooms available in the fields, right? And which will be helpful for a person to take a decision whether he or she wants to purchase a house or a rent a house, and what are the basically the maintenance charges available for them to maintain the house. So this data will be helpful in the form of pictorial representation to take a decision out of it whether they wants to rent a house or they have to buy the house, right? And what will be the profit in upcoming years for them, right? So third point is, for understanding the data clearly, we should be understanding the relationship between the data. As we know that the area of a house is being dependent upon the number of floors, number of rooms, and the pricing attached to it. So every field and every category is being dependent to another field. So this is basically the relationship among the data. Then after that, we are doing a comparative analysis among the category, which will be helpful for us to take a decision whether we have to buy or rent a 2 BHK or a 3 BHK or a 4 BHK based on the price, area, the number of rooms built, number of washrooms, what is basically the amount we are going to pay for the maintenance, because a person will take a decision based on this attribute. And basically based on the information, a person will take a decision whether he or she wants to buy a house or not. Now secondly, we are going to take on the visualization. As we know that a normal person will understand and will memorize each and everything in the form of visual concept, and based on this concept, a person take a decision whether he or she wants to buy a house or not. So now we are going with the visualization concept. We are having two types of category, type 1 category and type 2 category for the representation of data. So first is category count. So what do you mean by category count? Suppose taking an example, we are having a data in which we are having a type of houses like 2 BHK house, 3 BHK house, or a 4 BHK house. So we are categorizing data in the form of BHKs, right? Now in that we can represent in the form of pie chart that how many houses are available under 2 BHK, how many houses are available under 3 BHK, and how many houses are available in 4 BHK. Even though we can represent the pie chart in the form of area as well, like 2 BHK house are more available in USA, and then after that 3 BHK house are available in California, right? 4 BHK house are available more in Canada, right? So this kind of graphs can be generated in a pie chart, and which will be helpful for a person to understand. Suppose a person from India wants to go to China or wants to go to USA or a Canada, then they will see what is the trending in the houses available in Canada, like 2 BHK is more available in this particular area, 4 BHK is available more in this particular area, and which will be helpful for them to take a decision whether they want to buy or rent which BHK house for them. Now the type 2 is relationship among the variable. Now one variable is dependent on another variable. Here there are two variables in the taking an example, like 2 BHKs depend upon the number of price. The house is basically for how much 2 BHK, suppose X price, 3 BHK it will be 2X price, 4 BHK it will be 4X price, right? So it is among the variable, a dependency will be on another variable. So you can see and have learned in the mathematics y equal to mx. So here x is a dependent variable and y is an independent variable, because y is totally depend upon the variable x. So as x is increases, y also increases. As x decreases, y also get decreases. So this is basically a relationship among the variables, and with the help of these variables we can plot a scatter plot graph, a line chart graph, and an area chart graph. So this is all about data and its visualization. Hope all of you have understood about this particular slide. Moving ahead, What is the importance of data visualization? So data visualization helps in discovers the trends in the data. Just now I have discussed with you all, trending in the data is about from 2010 to 2020 how the house rents are basically increased, right? How the data visualization is interactive because we are representing a data from a raw fact, from a numerical or a categorical data into a visualization, which will be an interactive view for a person to understand in a one single quick view. Third is data visualization provide a perspective in the data, right? Fourth is data visualization explains the data processes, how the data is being transferred from one source to another source, right? And how we are cleaning the data, how we are representing the data, how we are taking information out of the data, and how we are filtering the data and reducing a result out of it. Data visualization strokes the imaginations, right? Now I am understanding that I am going to buy a house today for $4,000. Now after 10 years the price might be increasing to $20,000. So it will be basically an investment done by me today, and it will give, with the help of this particular visualization tool, the particular product or a particular house or a particular investment which I have done, which will be increased in future as well. Data visualization tells a data story. Just now I have told you a data is a raw fact because we are getting data from various different repositories, and from those repositories we are cleaning the data because data is having very much errors. Now we have to reduce those errors, we have to make it more representable format, we have to take and process the data, we have to represent the data, and we have to take a decision out of those data. So it's all about tells the data and its story. Data visualization puts the data into a correct context, exactly because we are having a data, we are converting in the form of tabular representation, in the form of database management system. We are now after that using various different query languages like structured query language in the form of web development, right? Then we are using in the data into a very different tools like Tableau, which will be giving you a proper insight of the data, a visualization representation, a wonderful software which we are going to take hands on in upcoming sessions. Then data visualization is helpful and educational for users, right? Data visualization saves our time because as I told, the data is very huge in amount. Now we have to take a representation of the data, so this tool basically helps us to take an insight from a crores of data, millions of data, to take decision in appropriate and an exact manner. Then data visualization present data in very beautiful graphs, where beautiful pie charts, line charts, scatter plots, histograms, and helpful for taking decision for the management people. Moving ahead, you can see an example here. We are having variables x and y. Just now I have told you we are now going to discuss about the relationship among the data. So x is a variable which is an independent variable, and y is totally dependent upon x. So as per the line chart, you can see in this particular graph y equal to mx plus c, as you have learned in a line graph, right? So y is totally depend upon x. So you can see a line chart and a orange dot, it shows the representation of data and how data is changing when x is changing, right? So this is a beautiful graphical data visualization. On the right hand side you can see, and in the left hand side you can see a numerical data. So as you can see in this particular side, your eye catching is the graph, not a visual data, right? So this is a basically what we are basically wants to tell you about the data visual and its power to understand the data, right? Moving ahead, so what is the scope of a visualization analytics? So here you can see information analytics, geospatial analytics, scientific analytics, knowledge discovery out of the data, data management and knowledge representation to the management people, presentation and production of a dissemination, cognitive and perceptual sciences, and interactive view of the data are one of the scope of visual analytics. It gives the better decision making. It will help us in take a better sense of risk, better customer relationship, better key strategic initiatives, and better financial performances. So this is the scope of visual